For over 25 years, government has promised free and compulsory universal primary and secondary education. However, despite numerous policies and commitments, the effective implementation of these initiatives has remained a challenge. During the recent release of the Uganda Certificate of Education examination results, the Minister of Education and Sports highlighted the financial constraints facing the ministry, stating that an additional 309.1 billion shillings is required to implement the free and compulsory universal education program. The draft Universal Primary and Secondary Education Policy outlines that school fees and other charges will be prohibited in government-owned primary and secondary schools. The government intends to provide free and compulsory basic education package covering essential operational expenses. However, experts have raised concerns about whether government schools currently have the capacity and resources to accommodate learners that such a policy will bring.
Our government is fond of talking and not doing. And actions speak louder than words. Make sure the capitation grant is adequate to address the needs within the school. Make sure you have infrastructure where these learners are going to be. Because if you say every school-going age child must be in school, then they must have where to go.
Parents will still be responsible for certain expenses, such as providing exercise books and packed meals for their children. Third-party fees, including Parent-Teacher Association fees, will be abolished, with the Uganda Revenue Authority taking over the collection of any fees in government-owned schools to reduce the financial burden on parents.
The idea is welcomed, but for Kampala children, especially our children coming from slums, it's quite challenging. Very many of them have failed to honor this request. You have sent a child to school with no books, no scholastic material that the child is to use, for example, pens. I think in the policy they should incorporate in ideas that parent has a part, they play their role.
Under the proposed policy, all government-owned primary and secondary schools will operate as day schools. However, secondary schools may be allowed to establish boarding sections, which will run separately from the main school activities. Parents who wish to enroll their children in these boarding sections can do so through private arrangements, but no child will be denied admission to a government-owned school based on their ability to join a boarding section. The government has also proposed that providing free education will be a precondition for schools seeking to benefit from grant aiding. Teachers, however, say that the policy might prompt some government-aided schools to withdraw from the grant aiding arrangements due to the financial implications.
There are schools which are faith-based. They were doing well before UPE. Before USE. So if you now put the option that a school can opt to be UPE or USE, we shall see now some schools opting out, and which will still not serve the purpose of compulsory education.
To support the policy, the government has promised to improve school infrastructure, including building more classrooms and hiring additional teachers. However, experts caution that for the policy to be successful, the government must increase funding to meet the growing needs of these schools and ensure the provision of quality free and compulsory education. Nobert Atukunda, NTV News.